Hello friends, welcome to Net Chemistry. Today we are going to discuss about physical chemistry. Okay, we will take the topics in based on CSIR syllabus, not in the very detailed like a MSc class. Okay, so I am sure you will understand. In that way I will tell, but it is in a capsular form. We will see what all are the important things, points to remember. Like that only we are going to study. Not all the things like in a 2-year course. It is not like that. It is a very capsular form, and you will be, why I am taking like this will be easy for you people to remember, and for you it is easy to answer the questions. You know, it is like 33% of the question from inorganic, 33% from organic, and 33 from physical chemistry. So you cannot skip physical chemistry fully. You must study physical chemistry also to qualify the CSIR exam. And few people will feel physical chemistry is very difficult to like answer the questions. It is not like that. Physical chemistry question itself answer will be there. So we will see how to handle this physical chemistry. Okay, so I am taking in a very capsular form. You will be getting all the equations and you will be getting the basic concepts only, not in a very detailed form. Shall we start? So first I am going to write gaseous state behavior. You know, ideal gas and real gases are there, right? What is the equation for an ideal gas? I am writing C. Ideal gas, you know, this equation you have studied, right? PV is equal to nRT, right? This is the ideal gas equation you have studied. PV by RT is equal to 1. For ideal gas, PV by RT is equal to 1. So I am writing the next compressibility factor. You have heard this compressibility factor? Yes. PV by RT is equal to Z equal to 1. This is what PV by RT. PV by RT is equal to Z. That is what Z is the compressibility factor. And for ideal gas, this compressibility factor will be 1. We will see the isotherm of the ideal gas and a real gas. What is an isotherm? This pressure versus compressibility factor. We will draw a graph. Then we will see how the real gas and how the ideal gases are behaving. So this equation is no need to explain. You know each and everything: pressure, volume, universal gas constant, temperature, right? You have studied all these equations and all in MSc chemistry class, or else BSc itself started studying. So just to remember all these points. This equation everyone know, PV is equal to nRT. That equation in physical chemistry itself, first in our mind it will come PV is equal to nRT, right? Okay, so PV by RT is equal to Z. That is what compressibility factor. Now we will see the isotherm of a real gas, how the real gases will behave. So I am writing the isotherm of the real gas. What you will take? PV by RT in equal to Z. Okay, then here you will be taking the pressure, right? 200 atmosphere, 400 atm, 600, 800. Okay, pressure against PV by RT you are going to see. Here Z equal to 1, the gases will behave ideally. So I am writing Z equal to 1. This is the ideal gas. Okay, what is this? Ideal gas. And how the real gases will behave, we must see. So real gases will behave not ideally always. This is CH4 methane. This is CO2, O2, hydrogen, helium, nitrogen. See, this is the behavior of the real gases. Nothing is behaving. This is the ideal gas graph. Okay, Z equal to 1. But always gases will not behave ideally. There is some deviation from either it is to Z less than 1 or else Z is greater than 1. See, if you see, some of the gases is behaving at the low pressure ideally, right? This is the lowest pressure, right? While starting it behaves ideally. As the pressure increases, when the pressure is increasing, it is decreased to a minimum value, right? Z value is decreasing, it is less than 1, then it start increasing. How it is happening? And if you see, Some of the gases, see hydrogen, helium and all, always will behave the value compressibility factor, this Z value PV by RT value, it is not like 1, it is always greater than 1. How it is behaving like this? This real gas behavior we will study based on an equation, using one equation, van der Waals equation. You have here heard, right? Van der Waals equation, what it is? We will apply in PV is equal to nRT. This equation we will apply some pressure correction factor and volume correction factor. Why to apply? To explain about the real gas behavior, why gases are not behaving ideally. So we will see what is that correction factor, how the van der Waals equation is going to explain the real gas behavior. Clear? This much is clear for you. This is what ideal gas equation, you know. PV by RT is equal to Z. That is the compressibility factor Z value. If you are seeing the isotherm of a real gas, this will not behave, real gases will not behave ideally always. Z equal to 1 value you will not get. If you see hydrogen and helium, see you will be able to see, right? Hydrogen and helium always Z value will be greater than 1, and the other gases at low pressure, if you see at a very low pressure, the gases tends to behave ideally. Then what will happen? As the pressure increases, the Z value will be decreases to a minimum value, then it will start increasing. Okay, this Z equal to, if you see Z equal to greater than 1 always for hydrogen and helium. From this isotherm I am writing, okay, from this isotherm I am writing what all are the conclusions we can get this from this graph. Okay, if you see hydrogen and helium always Z is equal to greater than 1, and at low pressure what will happen? At low pressure almost all gases tends to behave ideally, right? Pressure all gases will be at very low pressure, it will behave ideally. Then what will happen? As the pressure increases, the value Z value will be reaching a minimum, then start increasing. Z value will be greater than 1, it will be going. So we have to explain why Z less than 1, why Z greater than 1, and why hydrogen and helium always show Z greater than 1. These three things we are going to explain with the van der Waals equation. Van der Waals equation is nothing but there is a pressure correction factor and volume pressure correction factor and volume correction factor they are applying. So we will see the behavior of a real gas. Okay, van der Waals equation. What is a van der Waals equation? Van der Waals equation, why to see the van der Waals equation? Van der Waals equation will explain how this Z is less than 1 and Z is equal to greater than 1. So you know PV equal to nRT is the ideal gas equation, right? Here I am applying some pressure correction factor and volume correction factor. Pressure and volume correction factor I am going to apply. So P plus A by V square V minus NV equal to nRT. Okay, I have written like this. I have applied a pressure and volume correction factor. Now I am going to replace V with the Vm. What is Vm? Vm equal to V by N. Okay, so P plus A by Vm square, right? Vm minus B, right, equal to RT, right? You got this equation now. What is Vm? Vm is equal to V by N. What is A and what is B? Constants we have taken. What is A? What is B? A is the, what is A? A is intermolecular forces. Okay, A is the intermolecular forces and B depends on the size, depends on the volume. Okay, this is what A and B. So you know this equation, P plus A by Vm square into Vm minus B is equal to RT. This is what your equation will become. So first case we will see. Okay, what is first case? Z less than 1. How the Z less than 1 is coming, then how the Z greater than 1 is coming. Real gas behavior. So I am taking the case 1. So the first case we will see, at a low pressure what will happen? At a very low pressure volume will be very high, right? Volume will be high at a low pressure. Okay, case 1, at low pressure we will see, this is we are going to prove how the Z less than 1 is coming. Okay, so we will be taking at a very low pressure what will happen. At the low pressure only it is decreasing, then only if the pressure increases this will be increasing, right? The isotherm you know, right? If it is taking like this, Z against P, right? Z against P if we are taking, first this is ideal gas behavior. At low pressure only it is decreasing, then as pressure increases it is going like this. So how this is coming, that is what we are going to see now. Z is less than 1. So what will happen? At low pressure volume will be very high, right? Volume increases, volume will be very high means Vm. What is Vm? You know, V by N. Vm is very greater than B. Okay, what is the equation you have seen? P plus A by Vm square, right, into Vm minus B equal to RT, right? At a very low pressure if you are taking, this Vm is very high, so that this B value will be negligible. So B is negligible. So this B is not required. Volume is very high. From V minus B will become Vm. Clear? At a very low pressure volume will be very high, so this B value is negligible. So I am writing the equation again. P plus A by Vm square into Vm equal to RT. Clear? So what it will become? PVm plus A by Vm equal to RT, right? PVm plus A by Vm equal to RT, right? So I am dividing throughout by RT. I am going to divide it by RT. So what you will be getting? PVm by RT plus A by Vm RT equal to 1, right? What is PVm by RT? PV by RT. What is PV by RT? You know PV by nRT first itself you have written. This is the value, right? Z. Right. PVm by RT is equal to Z. Right? You have seen in the first equation. Z plus A by Vm RT equal to 1. Right? So what is Z? Z equal to 1 minus A by Vm RT. So you got the first case, right? Z value is less than 1. Z value is 1 minus A by Vm RT. It is a value you are getting less than 1. Z value is less than 1 you got, right? This is the case 1. Okay, is it clear or not? What you are going to do, you have taken the van der Waals equation, pressure and volume correction factor you have applied. This is the equation. How this Vm has come? Vm is equal to V by N we have taken, volume by number of moles. That is what we have taken. And A and B correction factors, you know, A is the intermolecular forces and B is the size of the molecule. B depends on the size, either it is volume. Okay, so B value is depends on the volume and A value is depends on the intermolecular forces. That is what intermolecular forces we have added with the pressure, and B volume, whatever are the size we have reduced from the volume, that is the correction factors we have applied. Then RT we have got. This all things we were just substituting in the ideal gas equation. Then what has happened? Low pressure we are considering. At the low pressure what will happen? Low pressure means volume will be very high. This B value will be negligible. So we have taken out the B value. P plus A by Vm square into Vm you got. Just I am multiplying, right? Then divided by RT we have done here. So PV by RT, you know, this is nothing but Z value you got 1 minus A by Vm RT. So this is the case 1. It will explain, right, why this is behaving Z less than 1, right? This graph only The case 1 explain this graph, okay, how it is behaving like this. Up to this, the case 1 is explained. Now we will see the case 2. What we are going to consider at the high pressure, this graph, okay. At high pressure, Z value will be greater than 1, okay. This graph only we are going to see how it is happening. What will happen at a high pressure? Volume will be very less, right? High pressure means volume will be less. So at a high pressure, so what is our equation? P plus A by Vm square into Vm minus B equal to RT, right? This is our van der Waals equation. A by Vm square, if it is a very high pressure, if it is a pressure is very high, A by Vm square value, right? A by Vm value will be negligible, right? This value we no need to take. So what our equation will become? P into Vm minus B equal to RT, right? This is our equation. Now what will happen? PVM minus PB equal to RT. This is not lead, okay. P is pressure, okay. PVM minus PB equal to RT you are getting. So I am dividing throughout by RT. So what you will be getting? PVM by RT minus PB by RT equal to 1, right? What is PVM by RT? PVM by RT is equal to Z. Z equal to this, I am taking that side, 1 plus PB by RT, right? So Z equal to 1 plus PB by RT you got. Now you know this is Z is a greater than 1 value, right? This is greater than 1. So this explains this graph, okay. Z greater than 1. So Z value is greater than 1. The case is at high pressure. High pressure, this is the way real gas will be behaving. Then one more thing we have seen, hydrogen and helium, right? Case 3. I am writing the case 3. What happened in case 3? Hydrogen and helium always behaves Z greater than 1, right? Always hydrogen and helium will go like this. You have seen, right? Hydrogen and helium gases always will be like that. That is the case 3. Z greater than 1. The thing will explain the same case 2 case, okay. What will happen? At a high pressure, volume will be very less, and if you are taking the hydrogen and helium, if you are taking, it is a very small size, right? Hydrogen and helium, that size itself is a very small. That is why always Z is greater than 1 you are getting. And A and B is the very important values we will be using everywhere, where A is the intermolecular forces. If we are seeing hydrogen and helium intermolecular force, A value will be very less, right? A value will be very less. So you have this negligible value, A by Vm square. Pressure is high. You have to take like the same case only for explaining about hydrogen and helium, okay. Case 3 also same as like case 2. So is it clear how the real gas is behaving, how the ideal gas equation will be deviating when it is coming to the real gas? All this isotherm is explaining by this van der Waals equation. Please keep these things in mind. Van der Waals interaction is directly proportional to the molecular weight, and this A value and B value in the van der Waals equation, A value depends on the intermolecular force, you know. B value depends on the size, or else depends on the volume. So what will be happening? A is more for polar compounds. You might be getting some comparison, okay, or else from some questions you have to take this conclusion. So A is more for polar compounds, okay. For polar compounds, if you are getting intermolecular forces will be high, and if it is a high molecular weight, hydrogen and helium, you have seen A is a very less value. That is why you are getting Z greater than 1 for hydrogen and helium. A value is very less because hydrogen and helium, it is a lower molecular weight molecules, you know. But if it is a higher molecular weight you are taking, A value will be high, okay, and B depends on the size of the molecule. Okay, is it clear? So van der Waals interaction is directly proportional to the molecular weight. Next we will see the virial equation. What is the virial equation? See, if you take any equation with two constants other than R is a universal gas constant, right? Other than this R, if you are getting two constants in any equation, that can be converted into virial equation. So you tell me Ideal gas equation can be converted into virial equation? No, it is having only one constant R, right? That is this R. Other than R, you should have two constants. So van der Waals equation can be converted into a virial equation. What I said about virial equation? Any equation can be converted into a virial equation if it is having two constants other than this R. Okay, the ideal gas equation cannot be converted into virial equation. So we will see the real gas equation. Real gas equation is van der Waals equation. We will convert into the virial equation. Okay, virial equation is, first I am taking real gas equation. You know now real gas equation. What is real gas equation? P plus A by Vm square, pressure correction factor, volume correction factor, right, equal to RT, right? This is the real gas equation. So from this I am rearranging. Okay, P is equal to RT by Vm minus B, right, minus A by Vm square, right? This is what, right? RT by Vm minus B minus A by Vm square. I am just rearranging. Then what I am doing, I am multiplying with Vm by RT. Okay, I am going to multiply this equation with Vm by RT. Then what it will become? PVm by RT equal to RT by Vm minus B into Vm RT, right, minus A by Vm square into Vm by RT, right? This is what you are going to get, right? This RT cancel and this Vm and this Vm will be cancelling. What is PVm by RT? PVm by RT is equal to Z, right? So here what it will become? Vm by Vm minus B, right? See, RT cancel, Vm by Vm minus B. What it will become here? A by Vm RT, right? This is what you are going to get, right? Z is equal to Vm minus Vm by Vm minus B minus A by Vm RT. Clear or not? So I am writing here, okay? So Z equal to Vm by Vm minus B. I am writing it ulta. What will happen? Vm minus B by Vm, if I am writing, I have to put a minus 1, right? This is the way you have to take. Then minus A by Vm RT. Minus A by Vm RT, right? Vm minus B by Vm. This I am again rearranging. Vm by Vm 1 minus B by Vm minus 1. Is it correct or not correct, right? Vm minus B by Vm. The same only I have written in this format. Minus A by Vm RT. See, first this term, what is the solution for this term? This is a mathematical solution will be there, 1 minus B by Vm raised to minus 1. We will see what is the solution for that. Okay, that is what virial coefficient we are going to get these solutions. Okay, so Z equal to, you got 1 minus B by Vm raised to minus 1 minus A by Vm RT. I am just rearranging and writing. I am not doing anything. Okay, this one you understood, right? Vm by Vm minus B I have written ulta. So I have written raised to minus 1. Same way, if you are cross multiplying, here we will be getting Vm minus B divided by Vm. Okay, this all things you have studied in MSc. Okay, no need to explain. This is just a rearrangement. Okay, the solution of 1 minus B by Vm raised to minus 1. What is the solution? We will see. 1 minus B by Vm raised to minus 1 is nothing but 1 plus B by Vm plus B square by Vm square plus B cube by Vm cube. Okay, should I write it here? I will write. I will erase this and write it here. Okay, this is clear now. This is what you are going to get the solution. 1 plus B by Vm plus B square by Vm square plus B cube by Vm cube, etc. The solution for this. Okay, so what is this? This is the first virial coefficient, second virial coefficient, third virial coefficient, and so on. This is what virial equation. We will see. I will write it here. Equation which we have seen the solution. This is the 1 minus b by vm raised to minus 1 we have written. So 1 plus b by vm plus b square by vm square plus b cube by vm cube and so on. Okay, it is like this, 1 minus 1 by x raised to minus 1. Okay, that is the equation. 1 minus 1 by x raised to minus 1 will be like this. Okay, you have to take like this. Okay, that is the mathematical solution. So this is called first virial coefficient, this is second virial coefficient, this is the third virial coefficient and so on. So what was the equation we got for Z? From there only solution I have written. This was the equation, right? 1 minus b by vm raised to minus 1 minus a by VMRT. This is what we are getting, right? So I have written it here. So 1 by b by Vm minus 1 solution we have got. I am substituting instead of this one, 1 plus b by Vm plus b square by Vm square plus b cube by Vm cube, etc. Okay, into minus a by VMRT, right? So in this equation we will take only first virial coefficient, the remaining we are not taking, we are taking first virial coefficient only. What is first virial coefficient? 1 plus b by vm into then remaining minus a by vm rt. That value is equal to 1 plus b by vm minus a by vm rt. Only first virial coefficient we have taken, the remaining we have not taken. Okay, first virial coefficient only we have taken. So what the equation will become? Z equal to 1 plus 1 by vm we can take out, right? 1 by vm we have taken out, remaining b minus a by rt, right? B minus a by rt. Okay, this is what the 1 plus 1 by Vm into B minus A by RT. Okay, this is the equation, virial equation. This equation is important. Here we have to find out one more thing, Boyle's temperature. What is Boyle's temperature? The temperature at which the first virial coefficient will be equal to 0. That is what Boyle's temperature. We will see how the Boyle's temperature T. From this we have to find out the T value. Okay, so Boyle's temperature is depends upon A and B values. What is A and what is B? Already that is why I have seen. Virial equation is important in this way. Where virial equation is applicable? Boyle's temperature, to calculate the Boyle's temperature. So first virial coefficient, when the temperature at which the first virial coefficient is 0, that is what Boyle's temperature. We will see. This is the equation, virial equation. First virial coefficient only we have taken. This is the solution. You know how it has got. Okay, you don't get confused with so many V, M, R, T. These all are constants. Okay, just rearranging the equation you are getting this. Okay, so no need to worry, no need to by heart anything, just rearranging you are doing properly, you will get this equation. Okay, now we will see what is Boyle's temperature. We will see what is Boyle's temperature. What I said about Boyle's temperature? Boyle's temperature is the temperature at which first virial coefficient is going to be 0. Okay, what is first virial coefficient? I am writing. Okay, you will be understanding that first virial coefficient tend to be 0. Boyle's temperature is the temperature at which first virial coefficient is to be 0. What is the first virial coefficient? From your here you got, this is the first virial coefficient, right? 1 by Vm into B minus A by RT. I am writing 1 by Vm into B minus A by RT equal to 0. This is what Boyle's temperature. So you say me, either this should be 0, this is the multiplication, right? Either this should be 0 or else this should be 0. Anyway, volume cannot be 0, right? Volume cannot be 0. So 1 by Vm cannot be 0. So that possibility is not there. 1 by Vm cannot be 0. So then what will be equal to 0? B minus A by RT equal to 0, right? This cannot, so we are going to calculate the Boyle's temperature. Boyle's temperature is first virial coefficient is to be 0. So volume cannot be 0, that condition I have written. So the next part, B by A minus B minus A by RT is equal to 0. So you tell me B is equal to A by RT, right? So T is equal to A by R into B. So since it is a boils temperature, I have written T boils. Okay, T boils temperature is equal to A by R into B. So now you know what is the importance of A and B. That's why first itself I have written A is depends upon the intermolecular forces, or else it is depends upon the molecular weight. Okay, and B is the depends on the size of the molecule. So Boyle's temperature can be calculated using this A and B, or you know it is a universal gas constant. Okay, so Boyle's temperature is depends on A and B. Is it clear? Van der Waals equation we have seen, Virial equations we have seen. Why it is using Boyle to calculate the Boyle's temperature? Why Van der Waals equation? Van der Waals equation is to explain about the real gas behavior. Clear? See, don't get confused. Physical chemistry will be like this only. All the equations only. This is very easy. Virial equation, finding out the Virial equation, and real gas, Van der Waals equation, and all these basic things of this physical chemistry. We will see again higher and higher equations only. So be thorough about this. Hope you understand it well. Now next class we will see liquefaction of gases. Okay.